Hi everyone. So I just really want to share this quick video with you all, especially in the spirit of Autism Awareness Month. I believe that a lot of parents can learn a few things from this. Often the times I get people reaching out to me, parents, how do I increase communication and all of that. Now, this just happened today and it got me, I thought, let me just put this in a learning moment for everyone out there. I have not been able to stop smiling since this happened this morning. Like literally, I love it when I get communication from my son. And I know not everyone will understand this, but those of us that understand how massive this can be for parents with children on the autism spectrum when our children try to communicate or communicate in their best way. So let me just go down to the details of what happened. So he just walked up to me this morning and he was saying, three, three bread. I heard the word bread, but his pronunciation of the word three sounded like he was saying free. So I didn't really get it. And this is the first time he would actually come and, ask for something like that. As in use numbers to request for something, specific number to request for something that is not in his present. Like we cannot see that thing right there. Normally he will count it and tell you he wants this certain number of plantain or this certain number of bread or this, you understand what I mean. But the item, the bread wasn't there. I was just on the staircase and he just came up to me and he said three three bread, three bread anyway. And I, because I was puzzled, I didn't understand. I kept repeating, what are you trying to say? You want three free what? And to be honest, I didn't get it because like I said, it was the first time he would use a quantity. You get my gist anyway. So and he went on and he realized that I when he realized that I was struggling to understand what he was saying, he lifted his fingers up and he showed me three. He said, he put it to my face like this. He said, three. Um, I can't stop laughing. Like he said, three bread, mommy, three bread. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh, you want three bread? You will get three bread, even more. You will get three bread. When my son makes requests like that, I don't care whatever it is. Even if I don't want to give him, I will give him that thing. Anyway, it got me really excited and he kept going on and on. We got into the car because we were about to go for our morning walk. And today, because of the sun has been really, the time we normally go for the walk has, we used to go like 9 a.m. in the morning and it's been really sunny. So I thought, let's go earlier. So he wouldn't have his breakfast before we went for our walk this morning. That was why he was telling me that when he comes back, he wants three bread. And we got into the car. He reminded me again because he kept feeling like maybe I still don't understand what he was saying because I didn't understand the first time he was explaining. And he kept going on and on. As we were walking, he kept going, three. He would show it. He would do one, two, three, mommy, three bread. And it was so consistent. He was persistent. He did everything possible to to let me understand exactly what he wants. Now that is the beautiful part of this. And as I was in my moment of and joy and excitement to what just happened and the way he effortlessly communicated what he wanted. It got me to I like to reflect a lot. I do a lot of reflections. And I thought about how did we get here? And this is where I would love to share with a lot of parents. Now, many times you hear parents will say, oh, my son only knows numbers, alphabets, and shapes and songs and stuff like that. I used a lot of these things to work with my son, and I'm still using them to communicate with him. So there was a point, there was a time in our lives that we only had those things, and for me, those things are gold for any parent who has a child who knows, I can identify and knows the numbers, alphabet, shapes, and colors. Can you start with that? Start with what you have. If that is what you have with your child, start with that. If you have your child is non-verbal or pre-verbal, start with communicating through pictures, start with communicating through sign languages. Accept any form of communication with your child and you will try to start to see a lot of changes happening because your child will now start to feel comfortable in communicating and trying to communicate with you. For me, this is how we got to where we are today. Now, what do we do with numbers? Numbers are really important to a lot of children on the autism spectrum. Many times you find that they can relate to things. It makes them, less anxious. I don't want to go into so much details about all of these things, but I will just give a few examples. Like, he likes to count the number um, he likes to count the number of anything you're giving him. He likes to count things. So we can relate. I can communicate with him easily through numbers. I shared in a previously a time, there was a time we communicated via colors with my son. And so he wouldn't know how to identify a certain object. And I would send him on an errand, and he's not able to figure out what exactly I wanted him to do. And I would say, can you give me that yellow thing? And over time, he started to use yellow colors to communicate with me. So if you wanted something and he doesn't know the name, or he didn't know how to pronounce, or how to communicate the name of that thing, he would tell me the color of what he wants. So for example, if he's crying for something and I go to him and I say, what do you want? He would point, he doesn't even point, he would just say, I want blue, or he would say, I want black. And that is now left for me to figure out what exactly is black around us. I'm sharing this to encourage parents to try and use other methods of communicating, like I do with my son. I know that this my method may not work with anyone, but there's no harm trying, because for me, I didn't see all of these things working at the beginning. I believe we've been on this for a very long time, but I'm just trying to draw your attention to this. We use a lot of numbers. These are just specific ones in our everyday lives. We use a lot of numbers. We use shapes, we use colors, and we use alphabets in explaining or describing things to my son, because I believe that those are the ways that it will be less, less, confusing for him. It will be easier for him to understand, and it makes it really easy for him to understand a lot of things. And like I said, I hope that a lot of parents will see that when they have these skills, especially in alphabets, numbers, colors, and shapes with their children, I hope that they can appreciate what they have and try their best to bring out communication, or to work with their child to get so much more from them based on what you have. Like I said earlier, work with your child based on what you have right now, the level that you have with your child, and you will start to see your child will get comfortable, and it will be more confident to use those things that he already has to communicate more. I hope this helps a parent. And as always, if you need additional help, guide, and coaching, I am at your service. Send me a DM if you would like to work with me. I have only one slot left for my 3 months coaching services. If you would like to work with me, or you'd like me to work with you to help you help your child, send me a message and I would love to hear. I would love to hear from other parents. What do you think about this? Have you used the numbers, objects, or colors, or shapes in communicating with your child? Have you tried this method before? Do you think that your child understands these things? I would love to hear from other parents who have used this method, and to hear if they have similar experiences. As always, I am always sharing to encourage, to inspire, and to motivate a lot of parents, especially those of us with children with autism, and those of us who it's little to no access to service. We can do so much with the little that we have, if only we have the right guide and resources and information on how to go about using them. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and have a lovely week ahead. Bye bye.